Bruh, this is so wild because this is the earliest I done streamed in like I don't even know how long, bro. Like it's so weird because my sleep schedule is like I'm like consciously trying to make it better, but at the same time like it's kind of happening like naturally, and it's like not necessarily just messing up everything else that I'm doing, but it's like kind of messing up my timings in a sense. So like it's tough, but I hope that like it'll make things end up being a lot better, just because like I want to stream like earlier in the day. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like at what time is it? Like 6:30 in the morning, like I'm streaming right now, but like like at like a decent time. You know what I'm saying? Because I like I like being able to like edit and like do creative stuff at night rather than like necessarily stream. But if we gaming, we gaming though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing. But I'm just like in the middle of like transitioning, and it's weird. It's very weird. But it's to the point where I'm filming this right now. You know what I'm saying? And usually I stream on Mondays, and I didn't stream on Monday because I was knocked out, bruh. I was knocked out like as soon as I got back to the crib. It was over with. It was over with, bro. And I'm not necessarily like mad at that because the podcast will still get out on time, like how it normally would be. It'll still be out on Wednesdays. I just didn't stream. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't stream on Monday. But it's like I said, it's early, bro. It's early, and this is very random. I don't even know if anybody gonna show up today because it's just not my normal time of streaming. But I wanted to do this because, you know, I have like I feel like I have a lot, but at the same time, like the list is not really that long. But it's more so it's more so on the later half, I guess you could say. And at the point of me recording this, I don't have a title for this episode, so we're gonna figure that out as we go along. But without further ado, man, welcome back to the Why I'm Geeked show, man. This is episode 37. Episode 37 in the building, bro. And I'm super excited for this just because, we've been making some changes here and there, not only just to like the actual podcast, but also just to the content that we creating with the podcast. And I'm super excited just to continue to push this joint forward. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the filler arc for this episode. But first off, man, let's get into the news, bro. A lot of stuff been going down, not over the weekend but over the last week. Some good, some bad, like how it usually is, you know what I'm saying? Or it might be bad depending on your perspective, I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the news. All right, y'all. So let's start with some like rumors, like confirmed rumors slash like still fresh rumors. And the first one that I want to talk about is something that I had brought up initially when I first watched WandaVision, and that was Agatha having her own like spinoff, because the WandaVision itself is somewhat of a spin-off of everything that we're used to in the MCU. Like, this is the first time we're actually getting shows. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know how much like I loved WandaVision, where I feel like if it wasn't for like Agatha's part in it, like, bro, it was like her reveal, the Agatha Harkness reveal was like it's still top tier, bro. It's still top tier, because at that point in the story, we still didn't know half of what was going on, and then once we found that out, like, it was just like it just opened the curtains, opened the doors to the whole show, and it just made it so much better. And she was just such a cool character, and she's like one of those characters like that I feel that Marvel did a good job with, because it left us open ended. Like, I like when the villains don't just get killed off. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make a separate video about that, because I feel like Marvel does that way too much, and it's, I want to say it's making the movie suffer, but I feel like the movies could be a lot better and have a lot more to work with, instead of like shooting from the hip every single time. Like it's got to be something completely new. You know what I'm saying? There's no, a lot of times with like these sequels and these trilogies or whatever you want to call it, like the build up for them um is not as, I guess, potent as older Marvel MCU stories, just because they ended up beating the final boss every single time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, they're building around the hero, but at the same time, like if you're gonna have like a very like impactful villain, then I would want them to stay around. You know what I'm saying? That's why like Thanos is such a great character, bro, because we've seen him from a really long time ago, and the build up and anticipation for him. You know what I'm saying? And then when he popped up, he did work. So even though Thanos ended up losing in the end, it was like that's what's supposed to happen. But I feel like it was finally like really justified. And a lot of times with these Marvel villains, they don't necessarily get that just due. So it's dope to see that Agatha, which Agatha is not really necessarily like a villain. She's kind of like an anti-hero in a sense of how she plays a part in Wanda's story. But what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it, she's getting her own. She's supposed to be getting her own show. So that's dope to see. And then also sticking with WandaVision, Monica Rambeau is supposed to get her own project as well, and that got talked about over the last week. One thing that kind of like came out of nowhere for me is Iron Man 4. Iron Man 4 has been rumored or confirmed or whatever you want to call it, and I'm excited to see what that is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like initially, I thought just like Ironheart was going to be like the next continuation of it. You know what I'm saying? But we'll have to wait and see what that really ends up looking like, because my man Tony gone. He gone. So we will have to see how this plays a factor into what's coming up next. But you know what I'm saying? It's just dope to see that like they're going to continue to have more. It's not going to be just straight up trilogies. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just expanding the mythos, I guess you could say, even more than it already has been. Um, the next thing, let's talk about some streaming news. So, over the last week or so, Twitch got hacked or leaked or whatever, and a whole bunch of like big Twitch streamers' revenue, or supposed revenue, whether it was confirmed or there was different lists out there, right? It got leaked, bro, and it was just like I forced myself not to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't want to see it. Cause I know it was gonna be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like even the ones that was wrong, like I just knew that it was gonna be like a crazy amount of bread. So I didn't end up looking at it. But it seemed it's. I'm not here so much to talk about the leak itself. I wanted to speak on just it's been a week or so since it's happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's like nothing happened at this point. Like I thought it was gonna be. I mean, and maybe we just haven't heard about it yet, but it was like a big deal for a couple days, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, back to the regularly scheduled program. And maybe that's because, like, I guess, like, just because, like, it was just revenue leaked or something, or, like, and obviously it's not like they're full, like, what they make for real, because, they have sponsorships, they have like contracts with like brands and teams, and then they also have YouTube and all these other platforms that they're on as well. Like I know that bread is gonna be super. So it was crazy to just hear that even happened, and that's even possible, But hopefully they address it at some point, and I'll let y'all know when they do. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, they haven't really like say like, okay, is this real, or like it's like a confirmed nor denied type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, but I think that was crazy. And then let's talk about some Netflix stuff. So Netflix has definitely been on the come up, right? Like in this last few months or last month or so. Like a lot of great shows have been dropping. Excuse me. A lot of great shows have been dropping again, and I'm gonna talk about some of that stuff in my weekly recap. But Netflix is facing some backlash in a sense, because of the Dave Chappelle stand up, the Dave Chappelle special. And I'm not here to like necessarily like pick sides or anything. It's just this is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy to see like not crazy. I shouldn't say that, but I'm I'm surprised in people's reactions to like the news, because at this point, like I believe like it's like his special is still up there. Like they didn't take it down. You know what I'm saying? Because of what some people thought, could have been transphobic like jokes or whatever, right? But with like comedy, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things that everybody gets joked on, right? And this is something that is not new to Dave Chappelle. Like, anytime he drops something, there's going to be some type of scrutiny with whoever, you know, and it's been a constant thing. But that's what's like, I guess, I don't want to say it's needed, because at the end of the day, it's still hurting somebody. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's what Dave Chappelle does. Like he's pushing the conversations forward. You know what I'm saying? Because if he didn't necessarily make the joke, and I'm not defending the joke or not, but we wouldn't be having these conversations, right? So I just think that people are expecting a lot out of Netflix after they basically begged Dave Chappelle to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like Dave Chappelle could have just like after he got all his stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like his show, like they had that deal and finished that or whatever, and had all that stuff together, and now it's like, okay, now we're back on track with Dave Chappelle. Like now we're back in his good graces. You know what I'm saying? And people expect them to just be like throw all that time and I guess money away. I don't know. I don't know how much money that they make from this specifically, but you know, I just think I'm like, yo, like I wouldn't expect Netflix to be rash like in this decision. Now whether they end up taking it down or, getting rid of it altogether, like that has yet to be seen. But it's just wild, bro. It's just wild the times that we're living in. You know what I'm saying? To see this stuff go down. And I feel like with comedy, like the genre of comedy, bro, like it's a very slippery slope, because jokes are subjective. You know what I'm saying? And anybody can take offense and into it, whatever way. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen Dave Chappelle make a statement about it, but it's just wild. And it's like, I don't know necessarily where I'm going with this, but it's just, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to take sides in who's right, who's wrong. That's not for me to decide, but it's happening, and we should be aware of that, because Dave Chappelle is like one of the like premier, you know what I'm saying, like premier black comedians of all time, bro. And just comedians in general. So like anytime something happens with him, like we gotta talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how the whole thing shakes out, but that's what's happening over there at Netflix. Because Netflix been on a run, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But it's just like it's always something. You know what I'm saying? It's always something. But
What's going on, team? I know you guys are enjoying the video right now, but I want to let you guys know that not only are we making videos like this every day, Monday through Friday here on YouTube, but we're streaming on Twitch. We're having these conversations. I want to see you guys in the chat so we can talk about all this stuff live, man. We got a dope community over there, and I would love you guys to join. So check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Ginato Sensei. Link is in the description. Yeah, and I'll see y'all in the chat. Back to the video.
Let's get into the next and my last bit of news for this week. So I think how you say her name is Letitia Wright, from Black Panther. You know, she's Shuri in Black Panther, and apparently she is supposed to take the role of Black Panther in Black Panther or Wakanda Forever, the newest Black Panther movie, the sequel. And obviously that's like a thing just because, you know, she got hurt doing stunts, and in any other scene or whatever, she's not really like super active to the point like where, you know what I'm saying, like she probably would be getting hurt. Like her stunts had never been that crazy. So like to see that come out and then this come out, it's just like, it's kind of disheartening. And what I'm talking about is this is like she's possibly has like anti-vax talk like on set and having conversations or whatever on her opinions on the vaccine, which is something that is just like, it should be a non-brainer that you don't talk about at work. You know, it's just like one of those things like politics or religion or whatever. Like you don't necessarily want to do that in your workplace. You know what I'm saying? Especially like on one of the biggest stages. And I think that's something that, you know, she's definitely going to learn from. Just because of like, just like there's I seen some stuff out there where like it was saying like she's not right now, she feel like she's getting bullied or whatever, and it's just like, this is what comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? Like when you step into that A role, you know what I'm saying, like the scrutiny becomes like ridiculous. So any and everything that you say, whether it's taken in or out of context, is going to be recorded. It's going to be reported on, and you're just going to have to hold that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally just going to have to hold that. So it's sad to see that like this is happening, regardless of like her views or not on the situation. Just because it's like, dang, like I just don't want this like to really affect the movie. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like whether you get the vaccine or not, it's a choice. And that's a choice that you make for your family and for yourself. So whether you are getting it or not, that's like, I don't want to say that's like nobody else's business, obviously, because like, you know, you want to be safe around the people that you're around, but it's just like not a workplace kind of topic. It's not where you want to like, you know, stand on that hill. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we still got to get the job done, you know, because we still need that movie to drop. And it's like, it's crazy because that's kind of selfish in the sense of, you know, just from being a fan of the thing. But it's like, bro, like, it's a bigger mission here. You know what I'm saying? Like, complete the mission, bro. Complete the mission. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, you try to start ruffling feathers. And I'm not saying that's what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that because we don't know exactly what she said. Like, I don't know exactly what she said. Like, anything that has come out could have been, I don't want to say just straight up fabricated, but it could have been like, you know, really taken out of context, and also just you know, hyperbolized or hyper I don't know how to say it. I've been trying to say this word, bro, for like the last week. And I gotta figure out how to say it, and it's not like I feel like it's hyperbolic, but it's also could have been like, cause it's like hyperbole, but it's just like making it way bigger than what it could be. I don't know. Y'all tell me in the comments, bro. You know what I'm saying? English is my worst subject. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, man. Hopefully it's just like the last like thing, you know what I'm saying, that comes out about this. in a sense, and I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure it'll still be a topic, especially when it's time for press and stuff like that. But I just don't want this to overshadow the movie, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like we're already all on eggshells on this movie. You know what I'm saying? Cause we lost Chadwick, bro. So like anything that comes out about it, like the new Wakanda Forever, like I want that joint to be like just really good news. You know, you know what I'm saying? In a perfect world. But I just was like, dang, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But that's pretty much it for the news for this week. Let's get into the weekly recap. All right, y'all. So, weekly recap, man. I have been watching Agent Carter. I feel like I'm pretty close to being done with it. And I told y'all I started that like last week, and I'm in season 2 now. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy the show, right? I do. There's certain points where it's like the times that we're in, it make me feel weird. You know what I'm saying? And just some of the language that they use, but it's pretty accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like there's moments in it. You know what I'm saying? Just being black people, you know. But it's just crazy. It's crazy how I don't know like it I'm kind of like torn, right? Cuz I want to say it's really good, but I also feel like it's nothing that I haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've seen like a spy show or like a secret agent show, like it's like you've seen them all kind of in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with this one, I feel that it's not necessarily like what's happening in the story that I am watching for. It's more so the characters, you know, because this is like Agent Carter. Um this is Jarvis, bro. This is Daniel Sousa, which is a character in Agents of Shield later on. Like he gets like if y'all seen Agents of Shield, y'all know what happens with that. And there's, you know, freaking Howard Stark, bruh. And there's different little nuances and different little pieces of history of like what the Marvel universe is in this. There's Roxxon. You know, if y'all played Miles Morales, y'all know about Roxxon, right? And it's crazy to see like just the little inventions and the little like the little, I guess, I don't want to say nuances again, but just the little pieces that makes this show cool to me, because it's not really like it's Agent Carter, bro. It's not, you know, somebody like that. I won't say have like a pivotal role in the future, because we already seen what happened in What If. Like she's a good character in general, and in the first Captain America movie and stuff like that. And it's just like it's cool to see her story play out in this show, but it also has me like wishing like we could have got this for Black Widow or Natasha Romanoff. Like, yes, we got the Black Widow movie, but if we were to get a show and it would just be all like updated technology and seeing like her go crazy, and then have like Hawkeye in it too, and all our favorite characters. Obviously the budget for that will probably be out of this world, right? Because you got to pay all the people, because it's probably like, you know, different checks, like, you know what I'm saying. But it's just cool to see like the not only just the tricks of the trade in the show, and like just seeing like little things that if you don't have, I don't want to say you don't have a vast vast knowledge of just like the Marvel universe in general, but it's certain things that you just pick up on, and things that lead to other things, and it's just crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I think this gave me a new appreciation for Howard Stark as well, just because we haven't seen that much of him. But the stuff that he was making back in the day versus what, you know, Tony's able to do now. Like the conversation between like who's smarter is a lot harder for me specifically, you know, because you got to take like the level of difficulty versus like, you know, the level of like just creativity that comes with it. I don't know. We'll have to. I might have to put a poll out there, one of these days. But like, I do like the show. I do like the show, but it's like nothing super wild is going on. I mean, I can't even say that because it's like if certain stuff go a different way, like the world ends in some senses. So, you know, take that with it, what you will with it. But for me, I'm more so there for the characters than the what's actually going on because it is set in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's it for Agent Carter and our Marvel talk for the weekly recap. Next, I wanted to talk about some Netflix stuff. So, like I said, Netflix has kind of been on a tear recently. I feel like they was real quiet for a cool minute, and maybe that's just pandemic, you know, stuff. But I feel like a lot of our favorite shows, are coming back now, and that includes The Blacklist. That's one of my favorite shows on Netflix now, and it's on its 8th season. I was so upset the way that they ended the last season just because of how COVID, and hopefully they reshoot it. I don't know if they could do that, but COVID stopped them from shooting at the finale, so it was like a cartoon animation style of ending it, along with like just whatever scenes that was able to actually shoot, you know. So it just kind of, it didn't necessarily leave a bad taste in my mouth, but you know, I'm excited that they have a whole nother season that's out now, and I'm gonna continue to watch that joint. And then next up, I want to talk a little bit about Dear White People. So I finished Dear White People. I haven't done a review on it, and I probably won't necessarily do a whole video on it just because it wasn't really that good. I didn't like. It's like another one of those things like where I'm here more so for the characters than the actual story, because we didn't get none of the stuff that I thought we were gonna get within, like, based on how the third season ended with the order and stuff like that. Like, they got into it, but they didn't, like, I thought they was finna dismantle and like take over the whole organization, or bring it out or whatever. Like, I thought it was gonna be more so that type of thing. But it was just a musical, bruh. It was a musical and a description of like what their last year of college was like, leading up like to one big show, you know. And it was just like, it just wasn't really good. It wasn't really like hitting like the first few seasons did, because I guess they were so limited, like based on just the whole take of it, you know, being set in the past. Like, they start off with everything being in the future, right? And now they're reflecting on the past and they're telling the story through that lens, right? And you know, it's like, I guess it's not necessarily maybe COVID time specifically, but then, you know, they still all got masks on and stuff like that. And I don't know, bruh. It was just weird. It was really weird, and the wigs were bad. Like, not necessarily like. And this is one thing that I had tweeted out, bro. Like, the budget for like black male wigs, bro, has to go up. It has to go up, because they got us looking out here. They got us out here looking crazy. Like, if you're not gonna be able to grow the hair that you need to, don't change it, bro. Don't change it. Like, having like somewhat of like, even if it was fake to begin with. Like, speaking of like Reggie's, I don't know if Reggie's was fake necessarily, like from the jump. Like, it could have been, but it didn't look bad, bro. But with this season, they made everybody hair grow. Not everybody, but you know, and with Lionel, like his older self had like a crazy afro, bro. I'm like, bro, he could have grew that joint. He definitely could have grew that joint, and it looked crazy. And then he had like a goatee that looked crazy, bro. It looked insane. Like, no blend, no nothing. Like, they just stuck that joint on there with some glue, and it looked wild, bro. And it made me upset, right? Just because it's like, dang, like, not only, I'm using my words carefully here, not only are you like not necessarily like forcing a narrative, but um taking like what a stereotype of like what a black college student looks like, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a stereotypical um image or concept of like, you know, what it looks like to be like quote unquote woke, right? And having a transition in that sense, like it's just like, bruh, like you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's where like some of the nuance. Cause I know they, bro. I know they knew it didn't look good, bro. I know it. You know, and it's like if if like the if like, and I know this probably took a minute, right? And I don't want this to take away from anybody else's budget in a sense, but like we got to figure out some way to get some better wigs, bro. You know what I'm saying? And don't just start with this show. There's plenty of Tyler Perry wigs that's bad too. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, like it's real bad. Like it was real bad, bro. Especially like the older versions of themselves. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. But Dear White People was like, there's like, don't get me wrong, I still liked like a lot of the show, and some of them were really good at singing and performing that joint, right? But it was just weird when it would just break out into a song out of nowhere. Like I would forget that it was a musical, and it's like once it gets something good, it's just like, dang, like I feel like they, I don't want to say missed opportunity, but like they were just like, we need to get this out, so this is what we're gonna do. This is like the easiest way to end this and it not be drug out super long or whatever. Like we're just gonna make this thing into a musical and call it a day, and that's gonna be like our pizzazz for the season instead of making something like crazy happen, right? And I don't know, bro. I don't know, and I don't like how they did Reggie either. Like with his character, like there was moments where I was just like, dang, like yeah, like this is dope, you know, like this is dope. Like I like the moves that he's making, right? But it's just like I don't like seeing trauma. I don't like seeing that, bro. I don't like seeing that in movies or TV shows, like black trauma, bro. And I get that it's like important in some aspects. So we see enough of that in real life. But like even watching him like go through that on screen, like it gave me anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, it's not a weird thing, but it's just like, bro, I was like, I don't want to see this, bro. I don't want to see it. But you know, I'll give y'all my rating one of these days. I gotta think about it more so. But that's it for the Netflix talk. Let's talk about some DC Titans, bro. So first things first, bro. First things first. We gotta talk about Nightwing. Nightwing is in a pickle right now. Like this man, the whole city is which shouldn't be like an unnormal thing. Like with the Titans versus Batman, Batman used fear to, you know, I don't want to say police, but take care of Gotham, right? And the Titans like wanted everybody to like them and have a new take on things, right? And now it's backfiring, and I just don't understand. Like, bro, I don't understand the lack of just like, bro, common sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally have the ability, like some of the craziest abilities, like in combat skills, to literally freaking disarm somebody so fast, but you just turn your back on them and leave. Like you already know that they're down drunk, like the toxic water, so their mind already not in the right place. If you don't take their weapons, bro, first, and then like even if Red Hood gets away, like you just don't turn your back on somebody that just had a gun pointing at you. Like what are you doing? Like his logic doesn't make sense, and maybe this is concussion talking, You know what I'm saying? Because this man had just had a concussion not too long ago, and he's just not thinking straight, bro. He's not thinking straight. He has horrible ideas, and he's just an embodiment of that one TikTok, like for sure, for sure. And then we also saw, which is probably like the most important thing that we saw um over the course of the last episode, and that is Starfire losing her powers, which apparently wasn't her powers to begin with. Now this is some new information that I didn't know, and I don't know if it's canon. Don't know if it's canon. I might have to look that up, but I will look it up just because I want to know. But to see the twist, right, of the resentment and like just the not hatred, but just I guess really just resentment that they both have toward each other. Now speaking to, or speaking about Starfire and Blackfire, like their whole life, bro, like they've been butting heads, right? And literally, Blackfire's frustration and resentment has been valid this whole time because she had the power to begin with. And they took it from her and gave it to her sister. You know what I'm saying? So she can really be the next in line for it. And I was just like, bruh. I was like, oh, this joint done turned up. You know, like it done turned up. And whether or not she gets her powers back in a similar way that they were taken from her, like if Blackfire ends up giving it back to her, I could see that happening if like Blackfire ends up like just getting bodied for somehow some way, and she's like, nah, you take this power because she don't want to die with it. You know what I'm saying? I could see that happening easily. But if this unlocks a even like more dormant power left in Starfire, that would be dope too. You know, that would be super dope. But I don't know. I like the way that they're handling their relationship, like their sisterly bond, more so than anything else going on in this series. To me, it makes the most sense. Like as far as like the beef goes for a lot of these characters. I think that Nightwing and Red Hood, or Jason and Dick Grayson's rivalry, I won't say it's one-sided, but it should be, because Dick Grayson's obviously stronger than Jason Todd should be at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still should be quote unquote better. That don't mean that Dick Grayson shouldn't be able to lose a fight, because you can lose a fight in plenty of different ways, as we saw at the end of the episode. But Red Hood's still not Red Hood yet, and like the Red Hood that we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still becoming Red Hood at this point. And I'm just like, I'm more so excited to see what happens after all of this, like when he really embodies the character, rather than like his transition into getting there. Because we saw a transformation in the last episode with Scarecrow. Like, he done took it to the next level, carved up his own face to be scary. Like, that's some crazy stuff, right? So whether or not Batman comes back to deal with that or not, or how they ended up getting rid of Crane and fix the water situation, like, we're gonna have to wait and see about that. But I just really I really like how they're handling Starfire and Blackfire's whole relationship at this point. I'm excited that Raven and Donna are back, and we're gonna see how everything shakes out. But that's pretty much it for my weekly recap for this week. Let's get into the filler arc. Alright, y'all. So y'all know it's October, bro. It's October. This is the spooky month. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I don't like scary movies at all. So the amount of reviews y'all probably end up getting, like for movies that's coming out, like Scream, Chucky, what's the other one? Halloween. Like, I'm not watching none of those, bruh. None of those whatsoever. And I just can't wait for this month to be over, bro. Just so we could get back to it. But I am excited for, you know what I'm saying, I think it's the 007 movie. I was supposed to go see it this weekend, but I didn't get a chance to. So I'm going to see it, and I'll give y'all my review on that. And then Dune, I'm excited for that as well. And then all of the Marvel stuff that we got coming up too. But, you know, October is a spooky month. I'm not a fan. I just wanted to state that as a fact right now. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is some podcast talk, bro. Because we passed episode 36, right? We're on episode 37. 40 is right around the corner, bro. And the next thing you know, it's going to be 50, bro. So, I recently enrolled in like a podcasting course type of thing, right? And it's run by like one of my favorite podcasters, David Shans, from the Social Proof podcast. And one of the things, like, he gave us a checklist of things that that we need to like launch a podcast. And obviously I already have launched my podcast. Like, I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get into it for that. I just know it's some things that I need to still work out within what we're doing here, from not just a creative standpoint, but just like the business standpoint, and how to make this joint really be like profitable. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the first thing that I'm gonna talk about is, like, I guess my why, or reasons why I even made this podcast, like who's it for and things like that. And I figure, like, you know, I might as well talk about at the end of the podcast. That's what the fill-up arc is all about, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not necessarily like where we give off our, you know, misgrievance, or I don't know what the word would be, but it's just where, you know, this is the last little bit of the talk, you know what I'm saying, when we're talking about whatever else is going on, you know. So this is like a perfect thing for that. So the first thing that I got right is like there's this formula, you know what I'm saying. So basically figuring out who my who is, my what, and how I'm gonna do it for this podcast. So what I came up with, and I know this is probably confusing, but, and some of the language is like, it's gonna sound weird. At least it sounds weird to me, but this is literally who I'm trying to connect with. This is like who I think my audience is gonna be, and who my audience is right now, and what this podcast is all about. So this is the statement I got first, and it's gonna be. So this podcast is about, like, I want to help Black nerds share our perspective on our favorite fandoms and have discussions on the podcast about new and old TV shows, movies, and anime. Right. So this is like what I want this to be like a platform, like, so where it's not just me talking, like, necessarily every week about what I like specifically, but, you know, I want to also have guests eventually as well. Like, I already had some guests on here to talk about some things like in the earlier episodes, but I want that to be also a consistent thing, just because it's like, it's just good to always have more than one perspective on things, and more of our perspectives on things. So, like, that's what, you know, I think that my podcast is going to be about. And the next thing was like an audience. So, like, how big is this audience? You know what I'm saying? And for me, I looked at just all the different, like, not only just Instagrams that I follow, but like TikToks, and like just the communities out there, the Marvel communities out there, like all the fandoms is out there, right? And a lot of those people are Black people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, bet we got an audience. Then the next thing on the list was like getting a special formula. So like figuring out, you know, how your podcast like is going to work, and like, you know, what it really looks like. And I've talked about this before. It's like what I call my content formula. So it's like a special formula, right? But for me, I just call it content formula. So, you know, for me, for like like all my content that I make on YouTube, a lot of times gets transferred over to the podcast throughout the week. I end up talking about it again on a deeper level, or, you know, on a more conversational level, you know, with chat. So the first thing is we're gonna react. So we react to something, whether it's a trailer, whether it's a clip, or some news. We react to it, then we give our first impressions on it. You know what I'm saying? And then we review it, and then we reflect. And our reflect part is the main portion of like what this podcast is reflecting. You know what I'm saying, on like why we're geeked on something or why we're not. So there's that. And then like he was like, we need a mission. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying before, with Sherry, from Black Panther. It's like, y'all stay on mission. So the mission for this podcast is to create a platform for Black nerds to share their perspectives on content that we all love, and finding more and getting more representation in the TV and film industry from a content creator standpoint. So, a lot of the biggest reviewers and stuff are not people of color. You know what I'm saying? And it sometimes feels like our perspective is not heard or not received, or not distributed. You know what I'm saying? So I want to create a platform that we can do that for. And obviously, like, the name is Why I'm Geek Show. The logo is something I'm still hashing out. I'm still working on like what I want that to be. And then what else? And then the rest of it is just stuff that I'm gonna end up doing on the back end, that you guys won't necessarily see. But I think like the mission statement and the formula, and then like your why or whatever, or like what it is really important. And then also be able to build my avatar. So like, who is my ideal audience member? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm a figure that out. And I'll come back to y'all with some more news on that, and just conversations about it, because I think it's important for anybody else that's thinking about starting a podcast and things like that. But yeah, man, that was that on that. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else specifically that I want to talk about. I mean, my Cowboys are 4-1. That's dope. My Wizards haven't won a preseason game, so I won't say that's disheartening, just because it's like all the games have been pretty close, So like when we're actually playing and it's just our main core, like hopefully we're good there. But I think that's pretty much it, bro. I'll probably be streaming till later on today too, cause I want to play Kenna. So I'll probably stream later on today. And then we'll be back on Friday. We don't have anything, bro. Nothing's dropping today, bro. That's one thing that sucks. Now that What If is over, like nothing drops on Wednesdays anymore. We have to wait until the next day. But I'm pretty much just be getting caught up on all my Netflix stuff, and Agent Carter, and then Titans drops tomorrow. And I gotta get back into like anime has been kind of dry for me right now. Like ever since Tokyo Revengers finished, like I haven't had anything to watch, and My Hero's done too. So I think I'm gonna get back into Boruto, just because like Boruto's kind of heating up at this point. And then I also might start watching Demon Slayer again, because I never finished that. I don't even know where I'm at in that show. It don't even say, bro. Let me see before I get out of here. I'd say I'm like I say I'm like halfway through it. Yeah, I think I was on episode 10. It's like 20 in one episode. One season. So I'll probably be watching Demon Slayer and Boruto. So y'all might see some content on that as well. But that's pretty much it. If y'all haven't hit the like button on the video, please do. I know it's the last. Man, I said this at the end. I didn't even say it at the beginning. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe on all the audio platforms. Hit the like button. Rate the podcast. Do all the stuff that helps the podcast get out there. Follow the Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Follow the Twitter. Follow everything. And I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the vibes. Dang, that's not even how I do my intro, but it's all good. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know the vibes. Always keep growing, keep going. It's been your boy G, and peace.
Dang, I know they like that video, bro. That's crazy. I can't wait to see the comment. Whoa, what are you still doing here? Well, since you're here, you might as well hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because if you didn't, what are we really here for? If you're still here at this point, you probably still want to know and talk more about it. So come through on the Twitch stream, man. Twitch.tv/Ginato Sensei. I want to see you in the chat. Let me know you came from YouTube, and we could talk about today's video, discuss anime, movies, films. Y'all already know what it is, bro. Wait, that's still not it? Oh, I know what it is. You was wondering about this drip right here. Well, you can check that out on IG, Growth Apparel. That's Growth Apparel, GRWTH. It's on the screen right now. So go copy you a tee, man. I'm gonna see y'all in chat. I'm gonna see y'all in these comments. I appreciate y'all once again. Y'all already know I rocks with you, bro. I'm out of here. You still here? Ah, y'all gang.